Let's be honest, how many times have you sworn you were going to be self-disciplined, only to find yourself unmotivated and giving in to temptation a few weeks later? You spend hours creating an action plan, writing a to-do list, creating a schedule, and meticulously planning how you will crush your goals. You swear you will wake up at the crack of dawn, work out every morning, eat nothing but kale and carrots, start a side hustle, and live your best life. Then, as it always does, lack of motivation creeps back in and you start to slowly slide down that slippery slope. You hit snooze one too many times and miss your workout. You eat that donut that's been eyeing you down all day. You choose to binge watch your favorite show on Netflix instead of finally starting that side gig. Now you are quickly losing motivation and your end goal is nowhere in sight. You inevitably give up. Sadly, this lack of motivation quickly turns into shame and guilt, and now what was supposed to be self-discipline has turned into self-defeat. After laying low for a short while, you pick yourself back up and try this all over again, only to find that this just isn't working. This, my friend, is what you call a vicious cycle. The good news is there is a way out. Contrary to what you might think, people aren't just born with great discipline. It is a learned behavior. The definition of self-discipline straight from the dictionary: the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. The ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. Discipline is like a muscle and it will grow over time. As with a proper training routine, when trying to grow your muscle strength, the key here is using the right tools and techniques and applying them daily. Here are 8 powerful tips to build your self-discipline muscle so that you can finally crush your goals and live your best life. 1. Start small. Ever heard the term slow and steady wins the race? Well, this couldn't be more true when it comes to building self-discipline. Overhauling your entire life in a week or even a month is overkill. Trying to change too much all at once is a recipe for disaster. Achieving most goals means eliminating a bad habit and replacing it with a good one. This means double the work. Inevitably, trying to achieve multiple goals at once will have your self-discipline muscle overwhelmed and overworked, causing a negative result. Instead, focus on building self-discipline by aiming to change one habit at a time. You might feel underwhelmed by this idea, but I promise that over time these small changes will eventually stockpile, and before you know it, you will have mastered self-discipline. You will be ready to crush those bigger goals in no time. Just be patient with yourself. Remember, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger's muscles, your self-discipline muscle isn't going to grow massively overnight. You will have to work hard at it and give it time. Start small and gradually build upon each success.
Feel that with hard work, you can achieve the goals and you can become successful.
2. Know your why. To be self-disciplined, you need to know your why. You need to have a belief and driving force behind the goal you are setting out to achieve. Maybe your why looks something like this: I want to be healthier so I can play with my kids more. Or, I want to get that promotion at work. Or maybe it's, I want to feel good in my bathing suit this summer. Or, I want to save money. Whatever it is, it has to be good. It has to be something that you truly want. To solidify your why, you should write down all of the benefits that will come from achieving this specific goal and how this will change your life for the better. An example of this would be, I will be a better parent. I will bond with my children. Or, I will make more money, better quality of life, and travel more. Or maybe, I will be confident. I will have a better summer and worry less about what I look like. Or, I will be more financially secure and less stressed. You could even take this a step further and write down how achieving this goal will make you feel. Getting excited yet? 3. Know your weaknesses and eliminate temptation. Trying to build self-discipline while constantly having to fight temptation is completely unnecessary unless, of course, it's inevitable. The first step to eliminating temptation is knowing your weaknesses. To be well prepared and to lower your chances of giving in, be clear on what your weaknesses are before you start and make it a point to remove them. Temptation can come in all different shapes and sizes. It can be either a physical object or a physical situation. For example, if you are trying to quit drinking, you might want to forfeit going out to the bars or parties for a while until you feel strong enough to resist the temptation to drink. Or if you're trying to quit smoking, you could try to avoid being around your friends and family when they are smoking. Alternatively, if your goal is to be more productive, you could try removing yourself from social media for a while, or if your goal is to eat healthy, you could be proactive by removing any and all junk food from your home. 4. Find support. Being disciplined can be difficult without the support of your loved ones. Ideally, you will find support in those closest to you. But if you can't find support, or you feel like your friends and family just don't understand, you can always find support groups online. Connecting with an online support group can help in a big way. There is something very powerful about connecting with others who can relate to you. 5. Be clear about your goal and make a plan. This might be an obvious one, but setting a specific and well-defined goal is very important. There is power in knowing exactly what you are wanting to achieve and how you plan to achieve it. The more specific you can be, the better. Know your what, where, why, and when. If you were to write it down, it might look something like this. 1. I want to refrain from drinking alcohol for the whole month of October, also known as Sober October. 2. I will not drink at all. 3. I want to challenge myself. 4. I want to see how I will feel after an entire month alcohol-free. 5. I want to test my self-discipline and practice self-control. 6. I will begin October 1st and I will be done November 1st. There you go. We've created a clearly defined goal. Now all we need is an action plan. To achieve our Sober October goal, our action plan might look something like this. 1. I will stay away from parties and bars. 2. I will hit the gym more and eat healthier. 3. I will find fun, sober activities to do ahead of time so that I don't get bored. 4. I will remove any alcohol from my house. 5. I will surround myself with those who support my decision. 6. Visualization. You might think this sounds a bit woo-woo, but the power of visualization is no joke. Many famous artists and athletes use this very technique. For example, Conor McGregor has been known to talk about the power of visualization and how it played a big role in his success. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself.
Yes.
That's how much the power of visualization, that's how strong the power of visualization is. I wasn't even a UFC world champion at that time, and already I was grabbing two of them and flaunting it in everybody's face. I believed it was gonna happen. I put the work in for it to happen, and it happened. So it's a strong thing, the power of visualization.
This is how you can use visualization to be more resilient and achieve your goals. 1. Start by being comfortable and in a relaxed environment, preferably alone. In bed or in a nice hot bath would work great. 2. Close your eyes. 3. Visualize yourself achieving your goal in great detail. 4. Really feel it. You need to visualize as many details as possible to allow it to feel as real as possible. For example, if your goal was to get in shape, your visualization might look something like this. You see yourself at the gym lifting weights. You visualize in such great detail that you can feel the weight of the dumbbells. They're getting heavier and heavier. You picture yourself starting to break a sweat. You can feel the sweat dripping down your face and you are out of breath. When the workout is complete, you feel a feeling of accomplishment. You feel great. Now you visualize yourself looking in the mirror in the washroom at the gym and you see more muscle definition. Maybe you flex. You feel that feeling of gratitude. You feel that feeling of excitement. You feel what it feels like to be confident in your body. You feel proud. The key here is to be as detailed as possible with your visualization. This might not come naturally at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. 7. Stay well rested. We often underestimate the importance rest has on self-discipline, but the fact of the matter is that when we are overtired or stressed out, it is much easier for us to fall back into old habits and give in to temptations. Being well rested allows us to be more focused, more productive, and more apt to take on life's challenges. It is recommended that adults get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night for optimal health. 8. Be consistent. Consistency is so important, guys. I can't stress this enough. The more consistent you are, the easier self-discipline becomes. When you are consistent with your actions day in and day out, you start to build new habits. These positive habits are what will ultimately lead to you reaching your goals. It's just like they say, practice makes perfect. Remember, this isn't something you should expect to perfect overnight, but if you practice these steps and stay committed, your self-discipline muscle will be jacked up in no time. Now that you have these 8 powerful and actionable tips to master self-discipline and achieve your goals, I hope that you feel empowered to take action today. After all, there's no time like the present.